back here to a brand new edition of the Los Alamitos.com preview show. I'm your host, Jose Contreras, alongside now the interim voice of Los Alamitos, Ed Burgart, who was in town last week to call the races for the vacationing Mike Corona. It is now officially February. Ed, how you doing here on this Thursday afternoon?
Well, back here in Laughlin right now, some of the rain you got earlier, we're getting right now as we tape this show, but doing great. Had a really good time last week. Saw some good trials for the Winter Championship and Winter Derby, and Nick Hines got to win a race that I turned the microphone off by mistake, didn't press the button, so I called the entire race, actually threw a Battleborn into my race call, and I looked over after the race, and I noticed I never hit the buttons for the PA, so Nick never heard the call. So for those that wondered what happened, no, I did not get sick, and somebody else commented I was too busy making my bets, so I forgot to call the race.
Yeah, it was just a technical difficulty you had upstairs, but glad to hear it was no worse for wear. But I actually had no idea that you actually went and called the whole race. I thought you had noticed midway, but no, talking to you after the race, as you mentioned that you called the whole race because you thought obviously the mic was working.
Right, I don't get a feedback where I'm at, no echoing sound, so I had the windows closed. So usually when I'm calling the race, I can hear a little bit of sound, but I just didn't notice it. It never entered my mind that the PA was off, because I've done that once before about 7-8 years ago, but that was on a 300-yard dash, and the race was over so quick that I don't think too many people noticed. But we're talking a race that took, about 52 seconds, 51 seconds, and but at least we were able to pipe Nick up a little bit so people could hear him cheering with source foam, so that worked out good for Nick.
Yeah, it was. We had to, they brought in our audio from FanDuel TV, and we kind of half called the second half of the race there when we knew there were some technical difficulties happening. And it happened to be that his horse Whining was making that big wide bid and big closing kick, and he won very, very easily. So that was a cool moment there for Nick Hines and his Battleborn Racing Stables with Whining winning that race. Let's recap what happened last weekend with the Winter Series trials, both the Derby and the Championship. Let's talk about Derby trials. What'd you think about those trials? Anybody that kind of caught your eye?
Well, two horses from the Monte Rosa barn that won trials 1 and 2. I think there were races 7 and 8. BP Cartel Policy and Ready for It. Thought both horses looked really good. BP Cartel Policy was coming off that major workout that Michael Rona was highlighting before he went on vacation. That he really liked the horse and ran to the drill. And Ready for It's a horse that always showed a lot of potential last year. Put everything together. Wasn't always that quick out of the gate, but came out running strongly. So those are the two that stood out the most to me in the Winter Derby trials.
Yeah, for sure. Ready for It was a horse I was looking forward to coming back. I liked the pedigree out of that one, and really looked much more focused. And maybe those Monte Rosa trainees would look like a 1-2 punch there for the final. Recapping the Derby finalists, it was BP Cartel Policy with the fastest time of 1986. And Ready for It, Luxury Brand, Kicking Famous, Optical Illusion, Angel Soul, Rocket with Energy, Roar Like a Lion, Just Watch Her, and Boardwalk was the bubble horse there for the Derby. And the Championship, we only had 2 trials, but the fastest trial was the second one. So all 6 from the second one made it in.
Right. Jericho's a horse that always impresses. Last year wasn't that quick early, was strong late. Again, that was probably the case in that last trial, was outrun early, but had a tremendous late kick, put up a winning time. I think it was, 1959. Outfinished Scoops Dynasty and London Toby. But you and I were talking after the races that night that you thought maybe the post position got Scoops Dynasty beat, that he didn't see Jericho. So you think maybe Scoops Dynasty could turn the tables on Jericho in the finals?
That's what I think. Just quick observation after the race. When I watched the replay again, it was like London Toby and Scoops were kind of leaning on each other, and they kind of went into their own match race. They kind of forgot that Jericho was on the outside. So I think depending on the post position, if Scoops draws on the outside of Jericho, I think he'll have a great shot at turning the tables in the final. But Jericho, fastest qualifying time of 1958 there, 1958 for Jericho.
Yeah, 1958 for Jericho. And you're right, the post position draw is going to play a key in the finals, because Jericho's his own worst enemy early. He's not that quick early. If he draws between 2 quick breakers, and Scoops Dynasty, who usually is quicker away from the gate than Jericho, gets the jump early. Scoops Dynasty very well could be the winner. It's going to probably be one of those two, but I thought London Toby from the rail ran a giant third next to Scoops Dynasty, and can't take anything away from London Toby's effort. And he doesn't have to face the likes of Impressum that he did last year and is unable to win. Of course, Impressum is going to be coming back later, but definitely he's one of the contenders as well.
Yeah, London Toby ran a very good race there from the rail. They were kind of leaning on each other, and he was not too far back from that. So London Toby, very good effort from the rail. He's had a couple of tough draws from the rail in recent starts that I can remember, but he tends to put in a good effort each and every time. So that's a quick recap of the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship trials, and of course the Los Alamitos Winter Derby trials. I'm here in Southern California. We got the race from here on Thursday. Pretty heavy, actually. It looks like we're going to be clear Friday and Saturday, depending on the weather schedule. But we're going to try to push the rain your way, Ed, as we try to get rid of it. We hopefully have a clean track here this weekend. Let's talk about this weekend. 9 races on Saturday night. We just went through the card. You still do the morning line for us, and I'm taking care of all the comments there for the night lines. There's a horse you want to highlight for us, and it's going to be in race number 4.
Right, race number 4 is the thoroughbred race or the race at the quarter horse distance of 1,000 yards for quarter horses and thoroughbreds, quarter horse preferred. But I like a horse in the 4th race based off of a couple of reasons. The number 5 horse, 212, who appears to be the speed of the speed. There's only one other speed horse in the race, which is Crazy About You, and her fractions don't match up with 212. Barrington Harvey can send 212 out of the gate, which he did 4 outs ago, and she's able to win. The reason I like 212 in this particular effort, the last 3 times she's faced much, much tougher competition, and she's come back with that workout on January the 28th of 46.60 seconds, which tells me that the connections have her geared up for a big effort, putting her back at a realistic class level. There's not going to be any Ruba Rev nuts in here, no Mango Moon, so I think she's going to be able to clear off early and be very tough to catch.
Yeah, that's going to be race number 4, conditional claiming tag of 60 to 50. I'm showing the replay right now, 212, and we're showing the last win, which was November 5th. And she was in gate 3 this night. Barrington Harvey was aboard, and she was never too far off the lead. She showed good speed this night.
Right, she showed good speed that night. She's able to come up in between horses here, and she's only about 3/4 of length off the lead. And one of the horses she's going to have to beat, Drizella, is in the same backtrack here. I think Drizella was running 6th at this point. We'll take a look around the far turn as the number 3 horse in this race is 212. She's going to be able to contend for the lead past the 3/16 pole. Barrington Harvey's sending her on strongly, and right behind those horses looking for room now is Drizella. But I think the advantage this time is going to go to 212. Is going to be able to kick clear here past the 8th pole. That's always a big key. Drizella was unable to find the room early enough, tries to rally, but you can see that 212 had plenty left at the finish line, is able to go on for the victory. And I just think that the pace scenario is going to favor 212, while Drizella and a few of the other horses have to come from too far behind.
Yeah, you can see right now it's going to be a field of 6. And you're right. There's not a ton of clear speed in this spot. I would label the 5 and the 2 as the main speed types in this spot. Drizella, we saw that one missing by a neck. What'd you make of Violent Life and Crown Kidding? Both of those horses kind of have faced each other quite a few times.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of chasers. They like to sit right off the pace. I would probably give Island Life a bit of an edge over Crown Kitten only because she has a little more tactical speed. Island Life will probably be positioned closer to the pace. She's probably the one that's going to try to go after 212 early. Ricardo Ramirez, a pretty aggressive rider. Good to see Edgar Payeras back in action. He was our leading thoroughbred rider, I believe, last year. And he was usually takes late December and January off, but he was at the awards banquet, so he's making his return to competition. He's aboard number 6 Crown Kitten. So they're definitely 2 of the contenders, but I like to go with speed of the speed, and I think 212 is going to be able to make a clear lead around the turn, and dropping back down in class, I think should be very tough to catch.
I do think this race is an interesting handicapping puzzle because you have horses in good form, obviously horses that can show speed, and a few deep closers as well. So it's going to be a good race. I think race number 4 is a competitive event to wrap up the early pick 4 on Saturday night. All in all, I gotta say kudos to you. It was great to have you here on site, and obviously good to have you back in the booth. Aside from that technical difficulty, the rest of your weekend was pretty smooth, right?
Yeah, I didn't have any real difficulties. There was one thoroughbred race where a horse who finished 3rd had the same colors as another horse in the race, so I kind of got the 2 horses misidentified at the wire. But other than that, Jericho impressed me quite a bit. I was enjoyed calling the early races, which were run at 1,000 yards and 4.5 furlongs. A good variety of action and some very good horses. So always good to be back, and looking forward to having Michael back. I think, like I've mentioned to you before, Jose, he replaced me back right after I retired in December 2019. He's done a terrific job. He's really adapted to the quarter horse people. He's well accepted at our track right now, and just an all-around good guy as well. So hope Michael had a good cruise. Hope he didn't have any problem with the food. I hope he doesn't come back with an upset stomach, because I don't really want to be getting a phone call at 10:30 Saturday morning saying, "Hey, I'm sick." So let's hope that Michael's okay.
Yeah. Ed, can you drive down from Laughlin and make it in time? But no, hopefully he's doing well. I did get some updates. He's having a great time there. So rewinding with his lovely wife there, Kathy. So hopefully they'll be back in action this weekend. All right. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. As always, keep up the good work. Good to talk to you. And I'll talk to you soon. Maybe sometime coming up in, I believe you're heading out to an AQHA convention, right? Coming up in March?
Yeah, the convention, I believe, is March 15th through the 17th. It'll be at the South Coast Hotel there. And I'm on the race committee, so I'll be attending some meetings there. And that's only 85 miles from where I live. So a pretty easy drive for me to go down to Las Vegas for the convention. And getting together with a lot of the quarter horse people is always a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. All right, Ed, good talking to you, as always. Thank you for coming on this weekend. Have a good rest of your Thursday, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too, Jose. Thanks.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
Yes, the pools have started off strong as we expected here. Thank you to our fans betting the Los Alamitos product each and every weekend. Last weekend specifically, Chris, as we welcome here back to the program, one ticket. Was it one ticket? No, it was no. What? Remind me. Was it one ticket? Take it down to pick six for $30,000.
Yeah, one ticket, $30,000.
Yeah, 29,000 and change. But with the 5 out of 6s, pretty much that pushed you pretty much over 30,000. So one ticket took it down in the pick six. Last weekend at Los Alamitos, that was on Sunday night, the night of the $10,000 promo added pool. Race 6 is where you're taking us. And I believe this is a horse, when we worked together on the FanDuel TV desk, I believe you liked this horse that night, didn't you?
Yeah, this is one of those given one more chance horses for me, trainer talk. This is a horse with a good amount of talent, but has been troubled in pretty much 5 of his 6 lifetime career starts. And that particular night, we thought the horse had a big look at the outcome and got a little fractious and broke slow, bobbled, and was bumped back and was locked and loaded behind horses on own under a tight hold in the wire. So this horse just gets a decent start, has a big look at the outcome, and is dropping from a $20,000 tag in for 10. And anything, like I said, anything close to a decent getaway can put this horse in the mix there at 9-2.
Yeah, that was January 7th. So that's the replay we're going to show you here. George Duarte, our chart caller here for EcoBase at Los Al, rode awkward start and really no bid after that. So talk to us through this replay. January 7th, trainer talk. He was in gate 5, right? Yeah, gate 5 in this field of 8. Trainer talk, and he was 5-1 this time.
Yeah, it was like a pretty good price for his talent. He's moving around a little bit, but you can see him back bobble and break slow and back bobble and bump back. And he's a big-bodied horse, slow in the stride and crossed. And you can see he's under a little bit of a hand shove here, but he's starting to stride out pretty well the final half of the affair on my numbers. And you can see him moving well near the wire and gets within a length of the 4 horse who broke clean that night, and he gallops out pretty well, as you can see, into and through the turn. So the talent is there. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate, a drop in class, a decent getaway puts the horse in the mix.
And what you could see there in that replay was that after that bad start, you can see Oscar Panaro really didn't ask him, and he was just starting to find his best rhythm approaching the finish line. So it's got to be all about the break. What kind of break he can get here tonight?
Yeah, this horse can get away clean. He's up against a first-time starter. He's been scratched a few times. Eye blinker, not that quick away from the gate in his workouts. And Stellar's Rocket, another trouble-prone horse on the charts, so breaking slow and drifting in. So if this horse could just get away in a decent fashion and expect a clear path, could put him in the mix here at 9-2 on the program there in tonight's late pick 4 lid lifter.
You know, what's interesting is that the connections immediately protected him against straight maintenance. Then they protected him against 20 claimers, and now they're dropping to the claim level. So they're still dropping and, protecting this horse. If somebody claims them, then they get their investment back.
Yes, this horse is worth the money. I mean, he's talented. It's just a matter of learning his job. When he gets away from the gate, he's gonna be finishing. I like to see his horse go 400 yards because he can really stride out. And 300 back at 300 here tonight. We'll just hope for a clean getaway.
That's going to be race number 6, start of the late pick 4 sequence, obviously part of the pick 6 as well. And Chris likes the 2 Trainer Talk at 9-2. All right, Chris, thank you for that selection. That's Trainer Talk there, 9-2 on the morning line. The favorite is actually on the outside, which is Flight to Para, 3-1. That is the morning line favorite in that competitive event, race number 6. So I like your 2 as well. That's actually my second selection on the night line. So we're in agreement. We're going to try to beat the favorite. Let's see if Trainer Talk can get a better break there this upcoming Saturday.
Let's just hope for a decent getaway for a change.
Yeah, you're not even asking for a fast break. Just give me a clean break, right? That's all you ask.
Clean start. Just don't lose 2 lengths or a length. If he breaks within 3/4 of a length, he's got a big look because he's got a big long strider with a nice turn of foot past the gap. So,
all right, Chris, thank you for that selection and that analysis. We'll talk to you this weekend at Los Al. Have a good rest of your Thursday.
All right, boys. You have a good day.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
Yeah, Los Alamitos Racecourse, where your best day of racing could be at night with the early pick 4 and late pick 4 pools with the $1 minimums, and also the traditional $2 pick 6, which features a promo seated pool on Sundays. If there's not a carryover heading into a Sunday card, the pool will be seated with $10,000 by the racetrack. Welcome back here to the program, and let's talk about a horse that I like here on this Saturday night card, and it is going to be in race number 3. Thoroughbreds going 4.5 furlongs, claiming tag of $5,000, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. We got a field of 6. Morning line favorite is going to be Papa Tiger, the class dropper here from Santa Anita, from the daytime circuit, coming into Los Al for the first time. You do get the barn of Adam Kitchenman and Edgar Payeras. Edgar Payeras was aboard for one of his better efforts in recent races. That was in September over the daytime over there at Santa Anita. At Los Al daytime, finishing second, only beating ahead here. But I like the speed of the local runner, Not Gonna Last. I like the 4 here, Not Gonna Last, for the barn of Sally Rivera and Silvia Soto. The barn is off to a great start here. 4 for 15, a couple of seconds, 1/3. They're hitting on a very good clip with those starters, and they're earning pretty good amount of checks here. And this horse has been climbing the claiming ranks now since that claiming win 3 back. Came back and won again at 3-1. Last time out, just unlucky to miss at 3-1 when missing by a head against 5 claimers. But the time of the race was pretty fast for the level. 50-3. Holy Jazz was a sharp winner, and Not Gonna Last finished over 3 lengths clear of the 3rd place finisher, Agrigento. Let's take a look at that replay back on December 30th. And Not Gonna Last, again, went off at 3-1, was in gate 4 in this field of 7, and he was coming into this race with a 2-race winning streak, and he went off at 3-1. You can see him break fairly clean there from gate 4, saddlecloth number 4, and he stayed here within a length to half a length of the lead in the early stages. He kind of was forced to stay 3 wide, as you can see the 3 and the 1 battling for position. But he was never too far off the pace here. Now he's gonna put up a nice bid here, 3 wide into the turn, chasing a 21.86 opening quarter. The half-mile split is going to be very good. He tries to put away here the 1, which he does once the top of the stretch approaches here. But Holy Jazz was very gamey. You can see Holy Jazz kind of floats out to the 3 path, almost a 4 path, and that kind of caused Not Gonna Last to be able to kind of to float out a little bit wider more than he wanted to. He was gradually gaining on the leader, but the wire came up just in time. But I still thought that was a good effort. He's racing in sharp form. He was going up in class, and the winner was a sharp winner in Holy Jazz. So the class drop of the 6 on the outside will be a key class for Papa Tiger, but I'm hoping Not Gonna Last shows enough speed to open up heading into the turn, and maybe that's enough of a cushion to hold off what I suspect will be a late kick of Papa Tiger. So I'm going with Not Gonna Last in race number 3 at 7-2 here on Saturday night. And as we wrapping up the show here for this Thursday afternoon, the entries for Sunday just were dropped in my inbox. Thank you for Professor G for the alert that the draw could be hitting my inbox any moment, and they did. And we'll bring it up here in just a moment. Here it is. So we switched over to Sunday's early entries. Again, early entries here. There still might be some changes, but let's see how many trials for the maiden stakes we have. Race number 4 is going to be 110 yards to close out that tricky distance to close out the early pick 4. It's going to be a field of 8, 110 yards. But maiden stakes trials, here we go. We begin with race number 5. And it looks like we have 5 divisions of the maiden stakes trials. So these are for 3-year-olds, non-winners of a race as of November 1st. So maiden stakes trials, but some of these might already be winners if they won after that November deadline. So first trial, all trials will be 350 yards. First trial will have a field of 8. Politically extolled there draws gate 8. Fusi draws gate 9 on the outside. This one is a maiden breaker already on December 10th, so qualifies because of that November 1st deadline. So first trial, field of 9. Second trial will be field of 8. Third trial will be field of 8 in that event. Fourth trial, race 8, will be a field of 9, Amore for a Reason was a flashy winner with 1538 with trouble back on January 7th. That's a horse that we expected to be a horse to watch, and she's wheeled back here in the maiden stakes trials. And then race number 9, the 5th and final division of those maiden stakes, will have a field of 8. So quick look ahead for Sunday's card at Los Al. 9 races, 5 of those will be maiden stakes trials for the Los Alamitos maiden stakes trials. So 5 trials, 350 yards for the Sunday night program. That's going to do it here for this weekend's preview show as we take a look at Saturday night's program and a quick look at what's to come in Sunday night's program at Los Al, which is scheduled to have Los Alamitos maiden stakes trials. Thank you to Chris Wade, Ed Burgart as well, and Orlando Gutierrez, our Director of Marketing and Publicity, for alerting us of those entries that were drawn for this Sunday night program. Have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon, wherever you might be watching us. Again, stay tuned to LosAlamitos.com and the LosAlamitos.com YouTube channel for all things about the previous show. Many more replays, many more videos there on the site as well. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you this weekend down at Los Alamitos.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.